Men don't yearn or obsess with women anymore because you guys constantly bitch about us on the internet. Why the fuck would men grovel at your feet and beg attention from you when you constantly bitch, moan, complain about us every chance you get? You females said that you hate us, so we left y'all alone. You females said that you hate when men approach y'all at the bar at the gym, so we don't approach y'all no more. You females said that you hate when men try to hit on y'all, so we don't hit on y'all no more. So since we left y'all alone because y'all kept bitching, moaning, and complaining about it, now all of a sudden we the problem. And y'all realize that women become the biggest homophobes and call us gay when we realize that we have a much better, peaceful, and funner time hanging out with our homeboys than them? It's like they hate when you're genuinely and truly having fun, and they're not involved, the center of attention, or involved in the picture in any way, shape, or form. And that's literally their only insult, is to call us gay because they have no other logical retaliation whatsoever. So yes, men don't yearn no more because why the fuck will we chase after something when time after time that something say that they don't like us? That's like you applying for a job. You read the descriptions and details about it, and you know you're gonna hate it, and you still apply for it anyway and go to the interview when you know you're not going to like it. Or why the fuck would us men put ourselves in that position anymore? Are some of y'all bitches stupid or dumb, or y'all genuinely truly like to hear yourselves talk? Once you understand females' nature, it's never logic that comes out of their mouth. It's always emotions and insults. So yes, men don't yearn anymore because we realize we have a much better and peaceful time not chasing after y'all. Y'all said y'all don't want us chasing after y'all. And it'll be a waste of time and money. The two things y'all are great at wasting that. And also, y'all don't give us nothing to yearn about, so why the fuck should we? So yes, us men will continue to be unyearnful because we realize that we'll be more happy, peaceful, and less stressed. Cause y'all bitches asked for this shit. Don't complain now about the exact same thing you demanded for.
I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. Like this year, man, it's been so tough. Me and dating, just overall. Dating this girl for a bit, right? It was going well. But, you know, I did everything. I honestly, I did everything. I was, you know, so I'm trying to get ready to go to the gym. Because like, the gym just kind of just generally makes me happy. And right now I'm just, but I look a complete mess as well. My hair's all over the shop. Oh my goodness. I've been this girl for, I don't know, 6 weeks, 7 weeks or something. Around a great time. And, you know, I went up and beyond. You know, I did up and beyond, you know, like surprised her, went with flowers. She came over to my house. You know, I surprised her with flowers there, got her a car, got her like some snacks, etc. So she felt like home, whatever, right? And then, yeah, just get sent a text saying, yeah, no. I'm just like, I've really given up, really, now, when it comes to dating. Like, I put all my heart in, I put everything into people, and I don't get anything back, man. And obviously it's a learning experience and all that stuff, but at the same time, I'm just like, it is tough, man. And like, I genuinely believe for me right now, I'm just like gonna take a break. Like, I knew it was coming as well. It was like it was just a tough week. You know, I wasn't really hearing from her as much, and this, and just a nail in the coffin as well, man.
If I mentioned to a man that I had planned on buying a Chanel bag, and I wouldn't even mention that in the first place, but if I mentioned that to him, and the next day he messages me asking me, did you get your Chanel bag? I don't know what it is about that, but I would not respond to that. Like, that kind of disgusts me. That's kind of disgusting to me. I would not respond to that. I might block him.
So basically you're dry begging. That's what you're doing. That is literally what dry begging means. You ask for something without asking for something. And you're trying to pass it off as this is just something icky about it. No, you are just what is considered a dry beggar. That's the same as a girl calling you talking about she don't know how she gonna pay her rent or how she gonna pay her light bill because she's hoping that you're going to offer it up. Why don't you just say, this is how I would dry beg if I was ever in this situation? That's how you should title the video. And for all you people out there who've never heard of dry begging, Bacon, this is what it is. Someone is asking you for something without asking for something, and then got the nerve to get mad at the man because he didn't give it to her. And she never said it was her man. She just said a man. So this is just some guy that she met. She's about to buy a bag. He then asked her about it because apparently this must be important to her because she brought it up for no reason. And then she wants to block him. That's like me bringing up, hey, I'm going to be buying a new car. You call me the next day and say, hey, did you get your new car? And I just stop responding to you and I block you. You see how silly that sounds? Well, that's how silly you sound, because this is absolutely ridiculous. I do not know where this lady lives, but my advice to her is you better start researching those local pet stores in your area, because as long as you got a mentality like this or a mindset like this, you're going to need one at some point. So you better start figuring out which one you want, what kind of food you're going to need. Maybe you want a goldfish, a cat, dog, a iguana, a snake. I have no idea which pet you're going to choose, but this is the time you want to start researching it. I'm just trying to help you out, lady. That's all I'm doing.
And I think it's even gotten to the point where dudes are not at the bar anymore. You don't have guys at the bar anymore. They're not going a lot of places. How come we can't find guys at lounges or bars to buy us drinks? Well, because for one, y'all act like y'all are entitled to the drink. When the man gives you the drink, then y'all sit up there and smirk in his face like, no, get on, be gone. Are you serious? Are you serious? I just paid $15, $20, $30 for a drink for you to be like, now get on. Don't say hi. Don't say thank you. Just, that's what you're supposed to do, as you should. Okay. And I won't be doing it again.
The women you think are feminist man-haters might actually make the best partners. Let me explain. Most of these women don't literally hate all 4 billion men on the face of the earth. What they hate are the shitty things men do to women. Not all men, of course, but enough men do these things to enough women for them not to be rare experiences. Things like abuse and harassment and disrespect and entitlement. Which means they're going to have high standards for you. They're going to expect you to communicate and be emotionally intelligent and respect their boundaries and treat them as equals. That's the cost of admission, but if you can meet those standards, she'll be one of the best partners you can find. For starters, she cares about your mental health. You can cry, you can be vulnerable, you can show real emotion. You don't have to be some one-dimensional masculinity robot. She's not going to think you're less of a man because you had a bad day and were honest about it. She most likely has her own career and her own finances. She's not going to make you pay for everything. She is happy to contribute. And she's probably going to be really good at telling you what her wants and needs are because she has deconstructed the patriarchal expectation that women are supposed to be meek and submissive. And this ability to communicate her wants and needs also applies to the bedroom. She likely knows her body and knows what her turn-ons are, because she has also deconstructed the patriarchal expectation that sex should be male-centered. She cares about her own pleasure, which means she also cares about yours. And she's gonna call you out on your bullshit. She will challenge you when you need to be challenged, but she will challenge you in a way that helps you grow into being the best man you possibly can be. If you're a good man, she'll treat you like a fucking king, but if you're a shitty man, she will have zero tolerance for that. The men who are man enough to handle these kinds of women are not part of the male loneliness epidemic, because these women don't actually hate all men, they just hate shitty men. And if you're convinced they hate you, ask yourself why.
You think you're testing him, but let's call it what it really is. A lot of times it's control. And from his side, it doesn't feel like a test. It feels like a preview of the problems you come with. You push his boundaries just a little, just to see how much he tolerates. You get emotional at specific moments to see if you can shift his behavior. You go in and out, hot and cold, just to see how much power you have over his attention. And while you think what you're doing is just trying to figure him out, he is watching your patterns. Now, here is where it's going to flip. He is not thinking you're testing him. He's thinking, this is what my life is going to look like if I stay. And that's when his energy changes. He stops giving you the opportunity to run your tests. He becomes more distant and more measured because now he's calculating. And to a grown man, inconsistency is not mystery. It's instability. And when a man has reached a certain age, instability becomes expensive. Emotionally, physically, mentally, and over time, financially. So while you think you're testing him, he is running his numbers, trying to decide if you're even worth the investment. And most women do not even realize it, but they fail their own test long before the man ever says.
A lot of these young ladies, these modern women, are ruining their lives. They're ruining their lives. You out here, independent for years, and then suddenly, oh shoot, I want a provider. I want a man that's going to take care of me. All of a sudden, I need a provider. You spend years, your entire 20s posting, oh, well, I don't need no man. I'm strong and independent. Men can't do nothing for me. And now you're 36. You're 46. You're 56. Talk about, I want a man who leads. I want a man who protects and provides. I want a man to really pray and lead me and guide me in the way that I need to go. I'm ready to step into the next phase of my life. It's interesting. Why they take you until you're 50 years old to see that? And that man has been waiting on you for years. You want to run back to him when you've been dogging him.
2025 is almost over, and I think my favorite part was watching women on the internet scramble, completely baffled at the fact that men don't want to date them anymore. Men don't want to provide for them. They don't want to take them out on fancy dates when he's only known you for 3.2 seconds. Women are baffled by this. Oh my God, have men turned? They're putting all their time into their friendships and not relationships. Well, I don't know. Maybe if women went on the internet every single day and saw men by the masses on their gender, on our gender, calling us pieces of shit, calling us worthless, confused as to why they have to provide anything in a relationship, I'm pretty sure we would turn away too. I mean, we claim that we've left men behind, except women are using the male loneliness rate as a way to lie to themselves and say, look, this is proof that women are no longer dating toxic men. Really? You have 5 baby daddies and you think that women have just magically woken up to toxic men? The male loneliness epidemic doesn't have anything to do with women not dating men. It has to do with social anxiety, not having enough friendships, the suicide rate. But still, women made it all about them, trying to turn it around because they realized that men are fed up with their no longer interested. And so they said, you know what? How can I make this about me? Aha! Men are themselves. And I'm responsible. It's actually a disgusting world that we live in, but I love the confusion. I love the fact that we're going to have an entire generation of 80-year-old cat ladies who are going to die alone, and their cats are going to eat up their body, all because they think that it's acceptable to pick the bear and hate all men. Like, can you hurry up and die alone already?
What is the difference, the main difference between Cardi B sharing Offset, her husband, and Cardi B sharing Stephon Diggs, her side nigga?
Honestly, I don't think Cardi B intended to get pregnant. So when it happened, it was just like she just continued to just keep going with it.
So,
like, piggybacking off of what she said.
You have raw and you don't intend to get pregnant?
No, I'm not saying.
Okay.
I believe Offset was doing the same thing, so she figured, let me just get my get back and do it back.
Offset had a baby?
It was rumors about it.
But did the baby ever pop up? So that isn't the same thing, is it? Don't worry about it. Took you 5 minutes to come up with that? Took you 5 minutes to come up with that dissertation? Oh, so your husband can't cheat, but your side can't cheat. The man that gives you a life, a generation of wealth, a family, he can't cheat. You go over here and smack the football player that got 4 other pregnant, he can do whatever he wanted to. Well, give me the football player relationship for $500, Alec. You mean to tell me that my wife is gonna go crack a that just showed us some attention when I was over here goddamn changing pampers and getting throw up on, then I'll be the side for 5,000 Alex for the rest of my life. That'll be money. Do you think that side actually have a better deal than main? Because if Offset was the main guy and Stephon was the side guy, it just seems that Stephon got the same cat that Offset got and got the same results for not putting in half as much work.
Stop dropping music that gets no views. Stop starting businesses that nobody knows about. The reason why you're not making any money is because nobody knows you exist. I got the cheapest promo in the world right now today. All you got to do is DM me # promo. Okay, if it's a small budget, a big budget, a huge budget, a little budget, whatever. DM me # promo. Let's get you some views. Let's get you some business. And let's get you some clients. Because y'all getting on my nerves with these damn hard songs and nobody listening or this good food or this good product, and ain't nobody heard of this shit.
I have a saying in the school that I have online where the single you is the married you, right? So even when I'm single, I am looking the same as when I'm married. I'm talking the same as when I'm married. There's certain language I don't use. There's certain clothing that I don't put on, even when I'm single. But what women want to believe is the single them is different than the married them. That all of a sudden they're going to become modest and they're going to speak a different way and do a different thing. No, baby, I cook now, clean now. I take care of myself, I take care of the people in my life. I dress modestly. I make sure that I'm clean in my speech, right? The single you is the married you.
So what you got to say about the women who be like they're in that soft girl era, the villain girl era, and hot girl summer?
Life is about patterns, though. And what you've done in the past, there's a pretty strong chance that you're going to do it in the future. So that's what people don't realize, that when you practice being degenerate, that's not something you're going to lay down overnight. I tell men this too. Can we be honest? Men who are hoes, men who are out here sleeping around and then think that a ring is going to keep them faithful. It isn't. That's your pattern. That's what you've been doing. So the chances of you continuing to do that is pretty high. Like I really believe in the single us is the married us. So that's why I carry myself a certain way all the time, regardless of my relationship status. There are certain things I'm not going to do, whether I'm single or married. That's what I want our people to return to. And we used to be this way. And that's how Black women got husbands, is being modest and being feminine and being, yes, I know how to make homemade biscuits.
And you'll have a lot of these modern women that will ask about chivalry. They'll ask about a man being traditional, right? But the issue is, when the man was giving you flowers, you were rolling your eyes at him. You was giggling, you was laughing. You know, a man go and open a door for you, he get a lecture on how you're strong and independent and you don't need no man and thanks, but and whatever other stupid stuff that you want to come with. Oh, well, thanks, but I really don't need that. So I don't want you holding on my head. I wasn't going to do that. I was just being a gentleman like I was taught. When men continue to come up against that attitude over and over again, why in the world would they keep on going in that direction? Why would they keep on doing that? Why would they keep on giving you the benefit of him being a gentleman and you're just going to ask?
What is the difference, the main difference between Cardi B sharing Offset, her husband, and Cardi B sharing Stephon Diggs, her side nigga?
Honestly, I don't think Cardi B intended to get pregnant. So when it happened, it was just like she just continued to just keep going with it.
So,
like, piggybacking off of what she said.
You have raw and you don't intend to get pregnant?
No, I'm not saying.
Okay.
I believe Offset was doing the same thing, so she figured, let me just get my get back and do it back.
Offset had a baby?
It was rumors about it.
But did the baby ever pop up? So that isn't the same thing, is it? Don't worry about it. Took you 5 minutes to come up with that? Took you 5 minutes to come up with that dissertation? Oh, so your husband can't cheat, but your side can cheat. A man that gives you a life, a generation of wealth, a family, he can't cheat. You go over here and smack the football player that got 4 other pregnant, he can do whatever he wanted to. Well, give me the football player relationship for $500, Alec. You mean to tell me that my wife is gonna go crack a that just showed us some attention when I was over here goddamn changing pampers and getting throw up on, that I'll be the side for 5,000 Alex for the rest of my life? Yeah, money. Do you think that side actually have a better deal than main? Because if Offset was the main guy and Stephon was the side guy, it just seems that Stephon got the same cat that Offset got and got the same results for not putting in half as much work.
Stop dropping music that gets no views. Stop starting businesses that nobody knows about. The reason why you're not making any money is because nobody knows you exist. I got the cheapest promo in the world right now today. All you gotta do is DM me #promo. Okay, if it's a small budget, a big budget, a huge budget, a little budget, whatever. DM me #promo. Let's get you some views. Let's get you some business, and let's get you some clients. Cause y'all getting on my nerves with these damn hard songs and nobody listening, or this good food or this good product, and ain't nobody heard of this shit.
Ladies, what do you need a man for? A family friend came over yesterday. We started talking about relationships, and one of the things that he said was, she's been there with me throughout all of my issues. And my question to him was, what do you do for her? What do you bring to the table? his response was provide and protect. As long as I'm doing that, she understands that I may not be emotionally available all the time, because that's just not me. That's not something I grew up with. I don't know how to do that, and a whole bunch of other things. And I hear this from men a lot. These are men who think that they're doing the best. And in their capacity right now, they are doing the best. I do urge ladies for you to have a conversation with men after you're done exploring with yourself. What is it that you need? Is providing protection all you need? What does that look like? Is it providing so you don't have to work, or is it providing to where you get to work, or is it providing in a different way? What does protection look like to you? Because one of the things that's missing here when we think about protection, it is very like caveman-like days, like physical protection. Protection also includes emotional protection that then extends out to emotional intimacy. That seems to be missing from a lot of relationships these days, and we are just accepting things as status quo. So I urge you to first explore what is it that you need, and then to have these conversations. Comment below, let me know what you think about this, what do you need from a partner, and let's get the conversation going. Follow along for more.
And I think what's interesting is that modern women really don't know how to control their own emotions. They really don't know how to regulate their own emotions. They want and they ask for things that they don't even know how to do, right? So I want a man who's vulnerable, a man who's emotionally available. I'm sick and tired of these men not opening up. It's okay to cry. Boys actually do cry and all that other nonsense. But then when a man does actually open up, all of a sudden it's, oh, well, you know, I really don't know if I can respect him anymore. I really don't know if I see him the same way. I really don't know if I see him the same way. You know, it's just a whole bunch of stupidity is what it is. You're asking for something. Then when somebody gives you what you're asking for, well, I didn't really mean like that. No, you did mean like that. Because that's how the books portrayed it. That's what the books were saying that you were reading. That's what the TV shows were saying or portraying. That's what they're showing. And when somebody gives it to you in real life, and when you're in the moment, then all of a sudden, I don't know if this is exactly what I'm looking for. I don't know if this is for me. But you still have videos out there, and then you get back on there the very next day talking about this is what I want.
If I'd have known, you know, what I know now.
But you've been bluffing for years. So
ain't nobody been bluffing. Ain't nobody been bluffing. Stop. And that's it. Ain't nobody been bluffing.
Anyway, how's your love life?
How's yours?
I'm good. I'm pregnant and I'm happy now. So what's up?
I mean, I don't understand why you coming at me like that. Like, what is it that you're basing? No.
He was scared.
He was scared. What was I scared of?
I don't know.
What was I scared of? Tell me what I was scared of.
Look, well, it wasn't even that he was scared. He just wasn't with it. Like when I first got the wilding out, I was like, oh my gosh, I like this. He quiet and like he ain't all over the place. Like, you know, he ain't wilding.
Pick it up.
That wasn't even out when I first got there. That was a later game.
That was a later game.
Yeah,
sure.
So I tried to throw some game on him, but he was like, oh, don't you have a boyfriend? I'm like, who be worried about that? You know what I mean?
Me.
Like who? Yeah, right.
I come from out the ghetto. Kill you about a just hilarious in my hood. You know what I mean?
But
I don't play them games.
My boyfriend, he wasn't that type of nigga. So that's the
what
thing.
What type of nigga was he?
That's why, yeah, I did. That's why I was going that chick. I'm like, okay, nah, you cool. You know what I'm saying?
He quiet, he low.
Right. But he really like funny, like he down to earth. I'm like, all right, cool. So I told him that I broke up with him. I'm like, say like, what's up now? He was like, you didn't break up with him. Like, no, you didn't. And I didn't, but I'm like, this nigga gay. Like, how you not?
You see how that is? You see that fucked
because
up?
He wasn't interested.
Just because you want that pussy, I don't want none. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I was like, all right, he just gonna be a brother at this point.
Yeah, because you gotta understand. You know, I gotta be very selective with any woman I deal with because of the perspective that I have and how I live.
Do you know what's offensive? Dating apps in your 30s. Do you know what's more offensive? When the people in your life who are in relationships or married or dating look at you with pity and they say, just keep trying. Your time's coming. It'll happen when you least expect it. Just get out there and meet people. No. Have you been on Hinge lately? Have you been on Hinge in 2025? If the answer is no, You are not allowed to give me your opinion. Like, I'm 31, and this whole meeting people organically out and about thing, I just don't think it exists anymore. I don't think people communicate in person. So we've been trying the dating apps. Let's start by Hinge. Offensive. The most offensive thing is when the little prompt comes up on Hinge and it says, we think you two are the most compatible, and then you see who they're thinking you're compatible with. I'm like, that's what I'm bringing in? So it's a me issue. And then we have Tinder. Tinder is only good if you're overseas and you're in Europe. And that's really if you want to hook up with a hot European man. They are very sexy. But like in America, you're going to get kidnapped and you won't be alive if you go on Tinder. And then we have Bumble. Bumble's a lot of work. I don't like to do all the work. I feel like I have to do so much work in my real life as a girl. No, I don't want to message you. I'm sorry. And last but not least, we have this magical app called Raya, which is like very exclusive. All the people not on Raya, they want to be on Raya. Let me tell you, no, you don't. You don't want to be on Raya. They're matching you with people in Dubai, people in freaking Australia, people in Europe. No one where you live. And then if you do come across someone where you actually live and you do match with them, no one speaks. No one speaks. And if you do match with someone and you message them and they respond, or vice versa, you're never going to meet up. Raya is not for that. Raya is to see what famous person you come across, see if you can match with them. Maybe you'll hook up with them and have a good story, and that's that. And welcome to dating in 2025. So if you're not on a dating app, congratulations. Life is great. Do not give me your opinion.
Driving was safe. Well, it's a hurricane, yeah, and it's coming down on you.
Where do I even start with this one? This is toxic at its lowest level. This couple in public, yeah? Arguing, tension, written all over them. He clearly wants space. He's walking ahead, trying to calm himself down. You can clearly see that he does not want to deal with her right now. He is begging for space, and she won't stop. She keeps poking him. She keeps pushing him. She keeps following him. She keeps wanting to engage. And she's disrespecting him publicly in front of many people. This is the worst thing you can do to a man in public, especially when he's at this state. When he pulls away, that is not the moment to go and chase him. That is the moment to back off right away. Walk next to him quietly, or walk behind him, or walk away and let him breathe and come back to you. But do not keep egging him on. Don't nag him. Don't instigate him. All you do is make him feel trapped, embarrassed, and disrespected. Not good. Men do not regulate like women. Sometimes they need some silence. Sometimes they need a little bit of distance, and sometimes they need a moment to cool down and cool off so they don't explode at you more. But she didn't give him that. She cornered him in public. No privacy, no space, no dignity at all. If your man is asking you for space, respect it. Give him that moment. That is how you keep the relationship from blowing up. And that's how you keep the respect alive. Women, don't do what this woman is doing.
Community members, can I talk to you guys? Let me tell you about the time I learned the hard way that sometimes the grass is not always greener on the other side. Sometimes it's greener where you're at. I was in a relationship with this one amazing guy. He was pretty much everything that I was looking for, but there were some things that I was complaining about, and those things became bigger issues for me. And looking back, those things, I could have stayed and worked it out with him. But because one agent of the enemy came out of nowhere and started toasting me. At first I was like, sorry, I have a boyfriend. The guy just continued. Like, it was the way he carried himself. I was like, who is this guy? What does he have to say? Let me just hear him. That's how temptation works. So I heard him. And I was like, this one is more of my type than who I'm dating. So because I did not believe in cheating, I ended up leaving my boyfriend at the time for this guy. Biggest mistake of my life. The biggest. That relationship did not know any road. I did not know where I was going with my life with that relationship. That relationship made me go astray from what I believed in. That relationship made me bend my non-negotiables. It showed me shaggy. It got me questioning, like, why am I here? Swear you don't know what I'm doing here. That relationship made me realize that sometimes the grass is not always greener on the other side. Sometimes the grass is greener right where you're at. Meaning that relationship that you're in, as long as the man is trying, you to stay there. And that thing that you're complaining about, stay there and work it out with him. You don't need to go and find another man to go and be doing nonsense with. Sometimes the grass is greener where you're at.
Chosen ones, you don't want your wife exposing her body to the world. Now, personally, my wife won't be wearing a bikini in public in front of other people.
You're chauvinistic. How dare you?
Listen, those tatas are for my eyes only, okay? This is how much I love my future wife, okay? Listen, baby girl, we ain't going to no public beach. We're going to the private beach, or I'm gonna buy you one. I'm going to prepare, baby girl, you ain't gotta change one thing. Okay? Everything's gonna be ready for you. I just need you to wear the proper attire at the right time. I see some of these men online, some of these influencers getting married, and their wife is wearing 2 strings, right? Like some of these workout cats. You're marrying a woman who basically gets her source. She gets her feeling of worth from showing off her body. This is going to be the worst kind of woman that you could ever be associated with. Because a woman who has to rely on her sexuality and her sexuality before her intellect, you need a woman who has intellect. She does not have intellect. It doesn't matter how hot or fine her body is. A woman without intellect will drive her future man crazy. And for the women who have intellect and they still dress like a shanty individual or a wicked woman. Wendy Peppercorn, you don't even know what you're doing, but I know you know. And all kinds of fine. Jaws dropping left and right. You gotta be careful, chosen one, and you can only get you a woman who is humble. If she's not humble, then I'll be honest with you, she's gonna have to be somewhat silent. Not completely, but the Bible says, blessed is the man who has a silent wife. You gotta understand that what she wears, how she talks, what she does, you have got to be watching everything from a spiritual perspective, not a physical perspective like all the other men have been doing. This is how you save yourself from the valley of death and worms and bitterness. This is why we made y'all the health Bible. That's why the herbs will end the curse. Revelation 22:3. JacobsLink.com for everything you need, or hit the link in the bio.
You know, a lot of these modern women like to continue to treat men like a clown. Amusement. You know, why does a man approach me? There's a lot of risks involved in approaching. There's a lot of disrespect involved in approaching. It don't matter where you go, seemingly with these modern women nowadays, you get treated like you cross some type of line and you done something wrong. Like you just, eliminated somebody. That's the way they treat you. They look at you like you're a criminal off bat. Let me ask you a question. Who would want to go through that? Which person? Even you. If you go up, like say for instance, if you're sitting in a restaurant and you go up to a waiter and you say, hey, we hadn't gotten our drinks yet. It'd be okay if, we haven't been able to order, haven't had anybody come to our table to even see what we wanted or greet us. If that whole staff turned around and looked at you like, what are you doing over here? You instantly leave a review and walk out of there and go find somewhere else to go. Don't go here. It's trash. The service was terrible. We got seated. Nobody. I was reading a post today or over just down the line. People say, oh, it's a trash place. The food is trash and the service was even worse. They're leaving reviews about it. And so now, even if I was thinking about going, I'm not going because you telling me the service is so bad. That's how you are as a modern woman. Nobody's approaching you because you're disrespectful. It is a risk to approach you. Now they're looking at you saying, man, if this woman is trash, if her attitude is trash, why would I even be over there?